It's Rick and Patty from the KORD Morning Show. Thanks for listening. We really appreciate it.
And, of course, you can always catch us anywhere and everywhere with our KORD mobile app. It's free for you in the App Store as well in Google Play.
Go with Morgan Wallen, 608, number one for New Country. It's 102.7 KORD on a wet and soggy Monday. Coming back from vacation for myself. And, man, last night, overnight, the wind was whipping and the rain. Even my dog didn't want to go.
I know.
I
was walking DJ this first thing this morning. I was like, "What's going on with the rain?"
Was it wet? Was it? It was.
Yeah,
it
wet,
was,
soggy.
Yeah,
out.
absolutely. Now, did he like it or did he want to get it?
He doesn't mind. He doesn't mind.
Yeah, my dogs don't care.
I didn't actually mind it either.
It's weird because it's warm. So it's raining,
yes,
but it's warm.
Yep,
You're like, wow, it's kind of warm right now.
I know, but the winds are going to be whipping up.
Yeah, absolutely. Wind advisory in effect for you. All right, as we dive into, welcome to it, June 3rd, National Egg Day, World Bicycle Day, World Cider Day, Repeat Day, and National Itch Day. I'm sure my wife is tired. We went to Lewiston and Clarkston for my my niece's graduation.
Okay.
And I started to tell her a story, and she goes, I already heard this. So, Repeat Day. I'm gonna be.
How many times can you tell the same story? That's the way it is with my husband.
It is. Yeah, it's the same story because that's all I know.
I got it the first time.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, so as we celebrate Repeat Day, 13 days until Father's Day, only 31 days until Independence Day, and 91 days until Labor Day. This year is flying by.
I know.
It's just going crazy.
Everything's out for the 4th of July already.
I know.
Everything's red, white, and blue.
It is just crazy how quickly it's going. So we're going to get your day started, work on some Facebook fun, other people's problems, another edition of Nashville News, and the kickoff of our Kenny Chesney flyaway.
Can you believe it?
To parts unknown. We have no idea where we're going to send you. Tim McGraw was Los Angeles. Kenny Chesney hasn't been announced exactly where the location is, so that means it's a top secret location. I'm thinking with Kenny Chesney, it's on a boat or a beach.
That would be fantastic.
That's all I know.
I know.
So the first code coming down this morning, 820, your chance to win. That on the way. You got Rick and Patty. KORD.
Starting your day the right way with the KORD Morning Show. Number one for New Country. 1027 KORD.
Get ready, Tri-Cities. Pet Overpopulation Prevention's annual Pooch and Pal event is back and better than ever. Mark your calendars for June 15th at Columbia Point Park. Lace up your sneakers and leash up your furry friends for a fun-filled 5K walk or run. Early registration is happening now. Sign up today and snag yourself a cool t-shirt, swag bag, and exclusive access to the post-fun run party. But wait, there's more. Pop is also seeking vendors and sponsors to join in the excitement. Visit poptricities.org to register. That's POPP. Tricities.org. Sign up and get involved. Sun's out, tongue's out, folks. Let's make this year's Pooch and Pal the best one yet. See you there. Tyler Hubbard back then right now, number one for New Country. It's 102.7 KORD. Good morning, 622, your morning commute. It's 59 degrees, cloudy skies. You got Rick, you got Patty. So great to be with you again. So excited to be back here.
I'm back on Tyler Hubbard, man.
Yeah.
I crank that up every time I hear it, and my husband's like, what does he say? You don't even know the words. And I go, back then, right now.
I like that Tyler said in a recent interview that he deliberately tried to make it like an 80s country song.
I love it. I can't get enough of it.
I like it. I like that a little throwback there for you. All right, Facebook fun to get your day started. Here you go. Life would be boring without blank. Life would be boring without blank.
Alcohol. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Interesting.
You know what? I say nature and I say wildlife.
All right.
Animals.
All right. Well, a funny thing that you said that. John said tequila. Megan said alcohol. Lisa said well-timed sarcasm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
Life would be boring without... Well, yeah,
that's true. That's true.
I like what Tina said. Love. Tina says love. Life would be boring without love. Absolutely. So, yeah. And there's memes. I got some memes up there that's pretty good, too. So... there you go. I think this weekend I spent some time with my brother, which I don't spend a lot of time with my family. But
which brother?
My brother Steven. So life would be boring without family, I guess. So it was my niece, but his daughter graduated high school. It was a hard time to get to graduate, so they finally got her through high school. And anyway, it was just great to see my bro, and I got to see him. And you know me, I don't make a trip. I don't usually show up.
No, it's a big deal.
He was shocked. He was shocked to see me even show up at the graduation party.
Oh, Oh, that's
he was.
neat. Did you get any photos? And
I did not do any of that. We just sat and chatted for a little bit, but
Yeah.
he was, he's just a good guy. And with, Megan and I, we said, let's jump in the car and let's go to this graduation thing.
I think that's great.
And he showed up. He was just like, he was like,
You made his day. You made his weekend.
Absolutely. Well, my gosh. I mean, there was a whole biker gang there and everything. So it was funny. We roll up on this graduation party.
With bikers.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Big, a whole bunch of them.
Now, is he a biker?
I don't know if he necessarily is, but
Well, you'd have to think that he is.
but they were in their leathers and they were there and just a big crowd of them and it's my brother's friends and they were super nice, and they took my niece for a ride,
Sweet.
yeah, on the choppers or
Oh,
whatever.
you gotta
But I was like, but it was funny because I'm like, because it looked, so there was like about 100 people there. Mm-hmm. That was a lot of people. I'm like, Megan, I don't think this is the right party. And she's like, well, it's the colors of the high school. I'm like, well, it must be a different party. I said, there's a biker gang here. She's like, you come from a family of bikers. I'm sure it's friends.
Rick making judgments.
No, I know.
I mean,
no, they were
come on.
super cool. They were super cool. But it was just funny because it was like they were in. Like I said, they were out in numbers. It was, they do such great work, too.
Yeah.
They do toy drives.
I know.
They do so many great things.
I saw some in Richland over the weekend.
They do great things, absolutely. So, anyway, that life would be boring without family. So, there you go. So, add to our list, Patty was right. Alcohol's on there. So, Patty was right on that.
I say concerts and
All right,
politics.
Entertainment. Don't even start
I don't want to get Rick going.
No,
but
don't start on politics or religion. Life would be boring without. You're
But
right.
it's true.
They would be boring without them. But yeah, boy, that is the division for sure. So there you go. That's Facebook Fun. Life would be boring without blank. Chime in, share some of your comments. We'll share them with you. You got Rick and Patty. KORD.
Starting your day the right way with the Cord Morning Show, number one for New Country, 1027 KORD.
Tucson, too late, number one for New Country. It's 1027 KORD. Rick and Patty with you, 637 on your Monday. Time for some Nashville news.
All right, Morgan Wallen's new restaurant in downtown Nashville. It's open for business. This bar and Tennessee Kitchen was supposed to start welcoming guests during Memorial Day weekend. A statement obtained by Billboard says a tremendous amount of work went into the building of the 6-story venue, but the process required just a bit more time. On Friday, the restaurant announced it would be open on June 1st at 11 a.m. The opening, of course, coming at the perfect time, leading into the start of CMA Fest this week. Speaking of opening in downtown Nashville, Terry Clark, Josh Turner, Craig Morton, and Gretchen Wilson, just some of the artists who will be performing at the fest. They'll be joined by Keith Urban, Jelly Roll, Lainey Wilson, Old Dominion, Luke Bryan, Brothers Osborne, also Leonard Skinner. If that isn't a lineup, the 4-day festival starts this Thursday, June 6th. And Lainey Wilson is joining the Grand Ole Opry family this week. The reigning ACM and CMA Entertainer of the Year was invited to join the Opry by her icon, Reba McEntire. She calls it a dream come true. The ceremony will be on June 7th. And finally, Kenny Chesney, how about this, says he has a 911 button for when he wants to change up the live shows.
One of the things I'm very proud of on the road is that I'm very thankful for this, is that we've got a catalog of music that spans over a lot of years, and we're able to, in the moment, like take songs out of the set or add them into the set. I have this thing called a 911 mic where I can hit a button and I can do an audible in the middle of the previous song and say, hey, we're going to skip this next song and we're going to put another song in.
Isn't that cool?
That's very cool.
So you can do the requests, I guess, right?
I love it.
And just so you know, our latest here, Kenny Chesney Flyaway, top secret location. Your first code comes down at 8:20 this morning. Those are your trending headlines.
The Cord Morning Show with Rick and Patty. Back with more next on number one for New Country, 1027 KORD. Kenny Chesney's Sun Goes Down tour is rolling into a mystery location this summer. When the sun goes down, yeah. And you can be there. Listen for the Kenny Chesney contest codes at 820, 1020, 120, 420, and 720. And then enter them on our app. Grand prize winner gets concert tickets for them and a friend, airfare, hotel, and $500 cash. Get contest rules and more info on our app. Brought to you by Warner Nashville. Number one for new country, 1027 KORD.
Bailey Zimmerman, Where It Ends. Number one for New Country, 1027 KORD, 651. You got Rick, you got Patty. Great to be with you. Near 60 degrees right now, cloudy skies. So on the way, a little bit after 7, another edition of Other People's Problems. Do you take your child on a date? You're out on a date. Do you take your kid along? Well, Sandy thinks it's okay to take a kid along on the date.
The first date?
I believe it's the first
Oh,
date.
wow.
I believe it's the first date.
I don't know about that, Sandy.
I don't know about that either. So we'll talk about that here in just about 10 minutes.
I can't wait.
Also, today is National Itch Day. My brother.
I have an itch. Can you scratch it,
Well,
please?
we were talking about there's some type of flower or something my brother was talking about yesterday when I saw him. He was talking about he used to throw it at my other brother, and it was almost like itching powder. I got to figure out what this flower was, but he mentioned it.
A flower.
A flower. I
remember, you don't want to get poison ivy.
Poison ivy.
Or
Okay,
poison oak. I don't
poison-
even know what the difference is.
But ivy
I
and
never
oak,
had it.
Absolutely.
I never got into it. Did you?
No. So, but I know of those two, but he was talking about something else, and I know what he said, and I've already forgotten.
Flower.
But it was, and he said he used to throw him, used to pelt him at my other brother and make it, and it was itching powder, basically.
Oh.
So we'll talk about that, because today is National Itch Day, if you're curious about that. Itching powder. Did anybody ever play, did your brothers ever play prank on you?
No. Is
No?
there such thing, really? Why do you want itching powder? What good is it?
It exists because my brother was talking about it this week, and he was talking about the fact that he would throw it at my other brother trying to make him itch. And he would itch. Yeah. So anyway, we'll talk about this coming up. And if you got some great stories about itching powder and
get
pranks.
bit by a mosquito. That'll make you itch.
Oh, yeah. They're out in full force. I got a couple bites over the last couple
Did you
days.
really?
Yeah, they're out and about. So there you go. So we'll talk about both those things coming up in just minutes. You got Rick and Patty, KORD.
You're listening to Rick and Patty in the morning on number one for new country, 1027 KORD.
It's my girl, number one for New Country. It's 1027 KORD at 7:09. You got Rick, you got Patty. Our first code coming down for Kenny Chesney. It's going to happen at 8:20 this morning to Parts Unknown. We're going to send you and your bestie $500 spin cash for telecommutations, airfare out of Pasco. Going to hook you up with a great flyaway to see Kenny Chesney. Now, Kenny is going to be in Seattle this summer with the Zach Brown Band.
I know.
We'll have tickets for that as well.
Yes.
So you got multiple ways to win Kenny Chesney. But how about this flyaway, which for some reason I think is going to be on the beach.
It's going to be a big deal.
It's a beach.
It is a huge deal.
It's got to be a beach. It's got to be a beach. Just all I'm saying about that. All right, so that first code coming this morning at 8:20. All right, here we go. Sticking our noses into business we shouldn't be in, but we're going to do it for you this morning because Sandy's got a situation.
She does.
She sent us an app chat message and asked us to ask this question, so we're going to ask this question.
Rick and Patty, my family is upset with me because I brought my 5-year-old daughter along on a first date on Saturday. My mom and dad couldn't believe I took my daughter, and I did it on purpose because I want to see if she liked my date. They say it's wrong to bring a kid on a date. The guy I went out with was stunned. I don't think there's anything wrong with bringing my daughter along. If she doesn't like my date, then there's no reason for me to even think about dating him. What's your opinion on this, Sandy from Kennewick?
I don't know. It's a first date. I think if I would have known about it, I think I would have been okay with it. I know that when I did our first date, we did it over there at RF McDougal's. And I think if she said, "Hey, my son Kyron, who's 5 at the time, he was at 5 at the time, he's going to come along." If I'd known the kid was coming, I'd been okay. I would have. It's a first date. I would have been okay with that.
Yeah, I wonder. It doesn't say though if she said she was bringing her.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. But if I was the guy, if I was the person, and all of a sudden there was a kid and I didn't know about it, I might have been.
He was stunned. Obviously he didn't know about it. But to me, you're right. Bowling's a fun first date. I mean, there's things you can do, going.
Yeah, if it was a kid-friendly date.
Going tea time, a little golf, miniature golf, all that. Their TCT time.
But you know how kids can be, too. Let's go.
Yes.
Yes. I mean, they're not patient.
They're not.
Their attention span is short.
And this is 5 years old. So 5 is not, I don't know. I'm not for it, Sandy. Sorry. Again, it's a first date. How many... I know you've been married for a long time, but there was a 5-year span where I went on a lot of first dates. And the worst part is when you don't feel anything on a first date.
Yeah.
You're hoping you hope that they figure it out themselves and never call, and you never have to call them again.
Yeah. Well, you know if there's chemistry or not. If
You
there's
do.
no chemistry, you go, nope, not for me.
I've done a second date before, and then had them go, nah. You know what I'm saying? Or I mean, I don't ever want to go back to dating. It's not fun. It's not fun. It's a will they, won't they? Too many. I mean, it's just complicated.
Yeah.
It can get complicated. And you might like, and the worst part is, oh, you like them, and then they're like, no, I don't like you. Like, oh, okay. I mean, there's just that jerk and go.
I know, but do you remember like when you got butterflies or you got,
I loved it. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that was the best.
I know.
That is the best. That is the best. And then when you're let down easy, that's not fun. So I mean, Sandy, I wouldn't do it. I'm just going to put that out there. I mean, unless you say ahead of time, hey, we're going miniature golfing, we're going to go bowling.
I couldn't get a sitter.
Right.
Can I bring my kid?
And that's okay with
Mind?
me. That would have been okay with me when I was single because
Yeah.
but again, remember, I'm not a partier. So to me, the bar, none of that,
Well, that would have been real. Yeah, no, you can't do that.
But I'm saying that's not my scene. Never has been.
Yeah.
So I've always been a very family oriented kind of person anyway.
We're going to horseback riding.
Right.
All right.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. So to me, it wouldn't have bothered me, Sandy, too much on that particular situation. I just would have wanted to known ahead of time. Hey, I'm bringing my kid along for this particular situation. But you get the kids' hopes up. I remember I went on a first date and she brought her daughter along. Many years ago, I went on a first date and she brought her.
Did you know?
Yeah, I think I did know.
Yeah.
And the daughter was very nice, but
Okay.
she grabbed my hand. I'm like, oh, geez. And she was very sweet,
Yeah,
and I thought, well, if this doesn't work out, which it didn't work out, you introduce somebody into your daughter's life. And,
Yeah.
Now, luckily, most single moms have said, oh, this is my friend. This is my friend Rick. Hey, nice to meet you. I think that works better than just like,
Sure.
if they're young enough, you're not acting like you're on a date.
Well, it's not.
Yeah.
This could be your new daddy.
Yeah. Well,
What?
Some people are that forward. I mean, some people can be that way. There's no doubt. So what do you guys think? 547-KORD. App chat us. What would you do in this situation? Was Sandy right or wrong? Let us know. Share your comments coming up. It's other people's problems. You got Rick and Patty.
We love to hear from you, and it's easier than ever to reach out. Just open up the Cord mobile app and send us an app chat message. Or you can contact us the old-fashioned way at 509-547-KORD. Number one for New Country, 1027 KORD.
Sure you get into our Cord mobile app and, of course, request a song just like that. 724, you got Rick and Patty. Great to be with you. All right, so before I went on vacation, I was handed a couple little gift cards to give away, and I've been wanting to give these, been sitting in the studio, wanting to give these away, Patty.
You're lucky. I saw him, and I wasn't quite. I was
You're
like,
like, what? You were
I
like,
don't know.
what are these for?
Right?
Well, it's super exciting because I drive by it every single day. TC Tea Time, which is the largest indoor mini golf course in Washington State. 18,000 square feet.
It's pretty amazing.
It really is, right there on 4th Avenue. And we want to give away a couple passes. A lot of fun here, a couple
So
rounds.
each pass is good for 4 rounds of 18 holes.
I love it. Absolutely.
Yes.
TC Tea Time. This is going to be a great, you want to win this right now. It's going to be a fun. So what do you think? Caller 8?
Caller 8 sounds good.
All right, 547-KORD, 547-KORD. Caller number 8, going to walk away with a little bit of TC Tea Time. And, of course, it's awesome fun. Mini golf. When was the last time you've been mini golfing?
It's been a while.
It's
been
best.
a while.
It's the best. And, of course, TC Tea Time. Go check them out now in Kennewick. Brand new location. And we're going to give you a chance to win those passes right now from KORD. Caller 8, good luck.
You're waking up with the Cord Morning Show, number one for New Country, 1027 KORD. Kenny Chesney's Sun Goes Down tour is rolling into a mystery location this summer. When the sun goes down, yeah. And you can be there. Listen for the Kenny Chesney contest codes at 820, 1020, 120, 420, and 720. And then enter them on our app. Grand prize winner gets concert tickets for them and a friend, airfare, hotel, and $500 cash. Get contest rules and more info on our app. Brought to you by Warner Nashville. Number one for New Country, 1027 KORD.
Play roll his latest Halfway to Hell, number one for New Country. It's 1027 KORD at 738. Your morning commute. You got Rick, you got Patty. Windy, breezy for you. 59 degrees for you right now. So I did a little trip yesterday over to see my brother and his daughter who graduated high school, and he kept talking about throwing these little seeds at my little brother, and of course they make you itch basically. And I was like, I couldn't figure out what it was. Well, they're called maple tree seeds.
Maple tree seeds.
Exactly.
I don't know anything about them.
I know, but yes, it's called maple tree seeds because he would throw them at my little brother, and of course he would start itching. So today, if you didn't know it, today is National Itch Day. Ever have one of those itches you just can't get to?
Always in the middle of my back.
Yeah.
Jeff.
Yeah.
Here's a back scratcher.
Yeah.
That's why they sell back scratchers.
Absolutely. Do you actually have a back scratcher?
I have 2 of them.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
All right. So, have you ever played a prank on somebody though with some itching powder?
No, I have not.
Never
I didn't
done
know.
that.
I didn't know. I've always heard about itching powder.
Right.
I didn't know there was. Why would you want to have itching powder?
I don't know.
What is the benefit of itching powder?
Well, apparently it works. There's no doubt about that. I mean, I've never had it happen to me, but there's been.
I just know. Stay away from poison ivy and poison oak.
Absolutely. If you're walking out hiking.
Scratching away?
Oh, yeah.
Nope.
Not fun. So, National Itch Day. We're going to celebrate, have some fun with you. 547 KORD. Have you ever played a prank with itching powder? If you have, call us. Let us know. Again, my brother said he was talking about throwing the little maple tree
I've
seeds.
never even heard of that.
Well, apparently they're itchy. They make you itch if you get enough of them on you. So yeah, apparently he was flicking them at my little brother, and that's big topic of conversation yesterday at the barbecue. So National Itch Day, we're gonna celebrate with some calls. 547 KORD. Have you ever played a prank with itching powder? How'd it go? How'd it turn out? Let us know. We'll do some of these calls coming up. You got Rick and Patty.
Starting your day the right way with the Cord Morning Show. Number 1 for New Country. 1027 KORD.
752, number 1 for New Country, 1027 KORD. Patty and I both were talking about how that song makes us cry. It does. Got the puppy out there, and
best friend buried over there. And,
can't turn down the strays and all that, and it's like you can't. And it's been drought after drought, and why are you still out here on this piece of property?
That's where I propose,
Yeah.
and the girl with the pigtails.
Yeah, exactly. Gets you. Oh yeah.
And if she comes home from the city and we're not here,
what you gonna do about that? I've always said
I ain't selling.
the best songs to make you cry are country songs. There's no doubt about it. All right, today, National Itch Day. Been playing some pranks, have you? Itching powder. I never had it happen to me. I'm the older.
Nor have I.
I'm the
In
older
the sleeping bag.
Yeah, I'm the older brother, but I've got 2 brothers, 2 younger brothers, and they were talking about how they were pranking each other, and of course, itching powder being part of the pranking. So we've been taking your calls, 547 KORD. If you got a great itching powder story,
Do tell.
Yeah, because there's got to be some good ones out there. Good morning, KORD. Tell us about the prank.
My husband, when he played baseball back in the day, they put itching powder in each other's cups and things like that,
Yes.
And that's on Revenge of the Nerds, too.
Yeah, it is.
So I remember watching it with him, and he was like, oh, yeah, we did that stuff. I'm like, but I don't think theirs was itching powder on Revenge of the Nerds. It was like icy hot or something that, like the hot. Yeah.
Wow.
I was just like, boys.
Yeah. So when I was thinking about my college days, and back in my college days, I had this great mullet, and my roommate.
Oh, you did.
And
That exists.
And my roommate was like, man, we want to sneak some Nair, Nair into your shampoo. Yeah.
No, to get rid of your hair.
They never,
oh my gosh.
They never did, but it was always the funny joke that the prank they
were
wanted
going
to pull.
to.
Oh yeah, I was like, you'd be sitting there
You
scrubbing
would
your
have
hair.
freaked out.
Oh, I would. Yes, that was my hair.
What happened to my?
my Billy Ray Cyrus mullet. Oh no,
Did you ever braid it?
No. What? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Come on.
Because you did have quite the do.
I didn't
I
braid
mean,
it. Yeah.
well, I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, no. What do you? No. No. I think I did when I was working in a restaurant. I permed it. Because
you did not.
I did perm it one time and one time only.
Oh my gosh.
I permed it, so it was curly.
Rick had a perm.
It was in the back.
Holy
Well, it was the 80s. It was. Let's clarify when it was. It was
That was
the 80s.
I remember getting the box perm.
Guys had perms back
There
in
was
the 80s.
Tony and Rave.
Yes,
and,
thank you. Before you start saying, what were you doing, Rick? No, it was the 80s. Dudes were getting perms. So, yes, I had my mullet permed when I was working at the restaurant. So, all right. I know. There's a photo somewhere of it. There's a photo. Yeah. I think.
Did your sister do it? I mean.
No. I got it professionally done. Oh, yeah. I have no skill. No, I literally went and got it permed. And the back of it permed.
Just the back.
Just the back of it, because it was a mullet. So, yeah, you got the mullet, the back of the mullet perm back then. So, today, National Itch Day, pranking with itching powders, 547-KORD. More of your calls on the way. You got Rick and Patty.
Starting your day the right way with the Cord Morning Show, number 1 for New Country, 1027 KORD. Kenny Chesney's Sun Goes Down tour is rolling into a mystery location this summer. When the sun goes down, yeah. And you can be there. Listen for the Kenny Chesney contest codes at 820, 1020, 120, 420, and 720. And then enter them on our app. Grand prize winner gets concert tickets for them and a friend, airfare, hotel, and $500 cash. Get contest rules and more info on our app. Brought to you by Warner Nashville. Number 1 for New Country, 1027 KORD.
For New Country, 1027 KORD, 12 minutes after 8 o'clock. You got Rick, you got Patty. Great to be with you. Hang on, because I know Kenny Chesney.
It's what? Are you going to do it now?
Well, we'll get it early here, and we'll give it to you again, too. So
what is it?
We're kicking off our Kenny Chesney Great Flyaway to basically a secret location.
Well, it's with the Zach Brown Band,
It is.
too.
It's going to be awesome. So here you go. The code to kick off today is 871-871. Again, the code is 871. We'll give it to you again a little bit later on. But if you need it right now on the KORD mobile app, it is 871 Kenny Chesney Great Flyaway. We want to get you there. Again, the code is 871. So we've been talking about today is National Itch Day, and if you played some pranks, my brother was talking to me about it yesterday with my little brother.
You said
about
maple
maple tree seeds, because he used to say he used to flick them at my little brother, and my brother would itch, and I'm like, what is he talking about? So I did a little research, and maple tree seeds. So and he'd flick them at my brother, and my brother would scratch. And it would make
You guys did that. Well, you did.
I didn't do it. I admit it.
To Tuffy?
To poor little Tuffy. It was Tuffy. Yeah. Steven was picking on Tuffy.
I kind of want to call Tuffy and ask him if he remembers.
Poor Tuffy. Poor Tuffy. Now, the interesting thing about my brother, his name is Tuffy, but he's the shortest of us three. So I want to say Tuffy's 5'5" maybe. So he's smaller than we are.
Is he? Who has the different dad?
Steven.
Oh.
So he's the youngest. And we discovered just recently, it was like for the 40 years we thought he was, thought he was a full brother. And then we did the Ancestry.com, and his wife reached out to me and she goes, "Hey, why are you a first cousin to your brother?" And I went, ding, 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 ding. She's like, how? She goes, Ancestry.com messed it up. I'm like, no, they didn't.
Yeah,
I think a lot of people with the DNA are discovering things in their families that they never knew existed, and we discovered that too. It was like, nope. I'm like, you've obviously got a different dad because we have the same mom, of course. So you have a different dad, and sure enough, he did. Sure enough.
That is.
I
know. My dad's cousins.
Y'all,
really, they're brothers? Oh, grandma.
You all need to take some DNA.
I know.
I think you'd be shocked. I think back in the 60s and 50s and 40s, they'd ship you off somewhere to
That's
have a,
right.
and you never knew that someone gave birth. They just ship you off, and then you come back a year later. Oh, look, Susie's back. And then the baby's somewhere,
Yep.
And
cousins. Cousin or
you don't
brother
know.
or sister. Yeah.
You don't know. You don't know.
I know.
So, but taking your calls, 547 KORD, National Itch Day, and itching powder pranks. What'd you guys do?
I was at church camp.
Okay. Oh, jeez.
And we wanted to prank the boys.
Yeah.
Because the boys pranked us by tying all of our beach towels together. And they threw them up on the roof where we could not reach them.
Oh, jeez.
So
yeah.
we decided that we were going to get the boys back.
Yeah.
And we put itching powder in each of the boys' swimming trunks.
Oh, boy.
Now, let me tell you.
Yeah.
It was the funniest sight I had ever seen in my entire life, to have about 86 boys itching everywhere. And we got in trouble.
Yeah.
But the camp director was laughing so hard that milk came shooting out of his nose.
I love it.
Wow.
That's the way, I almost...
If you're going to do it, if you're going to go big, right?
I had forgotten church camp was always fun for some good pranks. So, it's pranks. National Itch Day. Have you pulled a prank? We want to know. 547-KORD. More of your calls on the way.
The Cord Morning Show with Rick and Patty. Back with more next on number one for New Country, 1027 KORD.
Get ready, Tri-Cities. Pet Overpopulation Prevention's annual Pooch and Pal event is back and better than ever. Mark your calendars for June 15th at Columbia Point Park. Lace up your sneakers and leash up your furry friends for a fun-filled 5K walk or run. Early registration is happening now. Sign up today and snag yourself a cool t-shirt, swag bag, and exclusive access to the post-fun run party. But wait, there's more. Pop is also seeking vendors and sponsors to join in the excitement. Visit poptricities.org to register. That's P-O-P-P tricities.org. Sign up and get involved. Sun's out, tongue's out, folks. Let's make this year's Pooch and Pal the best one yet. See you there. Songs you're going to hear when Kenny Chesney hits the road, take her home, and on our great flyaway to parts unknown. And the code right now is going to be 871. Right now, 871.
When the sun goes down,
Yeah.
round trip airfare for two to the Surprise City 2-night hotel stay. $500 spending cash?
Yeah, this could be a great flyaway.
Man.
I love it. 871 right now. 871. Kenny Chesney. Great flyaway for you. And yes, as soon as we know the Tim McGraw flyaway winner, we'll let you know on that.
Everybody's asking.
Yep, where's Tim McGraw? Well, we'll let you know as soon as we know, because we got to verify them. See, they have to be 21 and over. They got to do a whole bunch of, got to make sure they're not a robot or a spammer or something like that. If they won, they got to make sure they win legitimately. All right, Kenny Chesney code. It's 871. There you go. All right, going to tie this one off with the people's problems. A lot of comments with Sandy and taking the daughter. What's going on
Her
here?
family's upset because she brought her 5-year-old along on a first date on Saturday, and Mom and Dad, what are you doing? And she goes, I did it on purpose because I want to see if my kid likes my date. And they say it's wrong to bring a kid on a date. The guy I went out with was stunned. I don't think there's anything wrong with bringing my daughter along. If she doesn't like my date, then there's no reason for me to even think about dating him. What's your opinion?
Oh, geez. Asking you guys what you guys think. Tons of comments on Facebook. What are people chiming in on?
As a mother who is single and dating and had 3 kids, this is a terrible idea. You aren't even giving the guy a chance. You're not getting to know him. You're putting on a show by bringing your kid along, and your kid isn't getting a fair shot. You date the guy first, see if you two connect without the kid, although the person you should know has a kid, and then you introduce your kid to see how they interact together. In public, at your place, doing regular activities, you're literally setting yourself up to be single forever, and that will you'll probably blame it on your kid. You're not the brightest crayon in the box.
Wow.
That's from Mary.
All right. Well, Tia says, absolutely not. I raised my kids as a single mom their entire lives, and they didn't even get to meet my kids until we've been seeing each other for a long time. First of all, it's not fair to your kid to be bringing into countless random people who may or may not stick around. And secondly, you have absolutely no clue who these people are. How dare you bring your kid around somebody who might not be safe? Please put your child first. Stop putting them in the middle. And that's from Tia.
Check out Levi. That's weird. If I was the date, I'd be upset. The first date is for you and the other person to get to be more acquainted with each other. Spend time together, then introduce them to each other. To each their own, but you're sabotaging your chances every time you do that.
Absolutely. Valerie says, men groom children and women. It's your job to interview them first, get to know them second, and supervise them. And Rachel says, worst idea ever. Please protect your kids. Don't bring your kid out on a first date. Your child should only be meeting the man if you become serious. And that's from Rachel.
Emily takes it a different direction. I think you're her mom, and whatever anyone else thinks is irrelevant. Do what works for you.
Interesting. Shannon says, terrible idea. It's about you and him first. You're the gatekeeper. You don't want her going on dates with a bunch of mommy's friends or uncles. I agree with your family. That's from Shannon.
Kimberly says, I'd never introduce my son to anyone unless I felt it was going somewhere. I wasn't about to introduce him to new people if things weren't going to work. I absolutely mentioned I had a kid because I was a package deal. My dad dated a lot when I was younger, and I was introduced to a majority of them. And when things didn't work because I was just a kid, I thought it was because there was something wrong with me. Everyone's different, but I don't ever want my son to feel the way I did.
Yeah, a lot of my 99.9%, but there was one in there that was interesting. David says it's so messed up. First date's not a good time. I will say I have gone to a movie on a first date with somebody, with their daughter,
But you knew she was coming.
I knew it.
Yeah,
she said, I'm gonna bring my daughter along. But the good news, I don't know. I mean, it was a first date, but I don't know.
Did you ever another date?
No. It was, and we're still friends on Facebook. It's not, but again, I thought. But she did tell me, hey, I'm going to bring my daughter along.
Yeah,
but I did think, and her daughter was real sweet. Her daughter's an adult now.
But you still probably thought it was weird.
Well, because she grabbed my hand, and it was like, because we were going to the movie, and she was a very sweet child. She was probably 5 or 6. But kids don't know. You know what I'm saying? And so we went into the movie, and little girl grabbed my hand, which is fine. But again, you just don't know people, if that makes sense. I'm not a bad person, but what if I was a bad person? You just don't know. So it's happened to me. They told me it was going to happen. It wasn't like a surprise. This one was a surprise. I'm like, no, show up with the kids. But before we signed this one off, before I met Megan, the worst date I ever had, I thought I was done. I was done dating. Was I had it was the Ben 20, and I went on this date with this woman that was late for the date because her kid was in jail and she had to go bail the kid out. No. And come to find out, she had 6 kids, and I just went. I'm out. I'm like, this is it. This is bottom of the barrel. I'm done. I'll be single forever. And then I met Megan, probably another couple weeks over.
Sorry, I had to go bail my kid out.
Yeah, I was like, I can't have that. No, the kid was in jail, whatever.
Well, somebody will have that.
Oh, I'm sure. I was like, I just immediately, when she sat down.
There's somebody for everyone,
There's somebody for everybody, and I'm sure there's somebody for her, but it was not me.
Not you.
I was like, oh, man. The minute she said, like, nope, this is not going to happen.
Doesn't everybody go through that?
Sure, they call it bottom of the barrel, where you're like, okay, I give up, and then like that song does by the Cutting Crew, I just died in your arms. The door's open, and you're like, oh, here's the love of my life. Where have you been?
Right there.
I've been waiting for you.
I've been in jail with my dad.
So, Sandy, we did our best to solve it for you. What do you guys want to do in this situation? What would you do? A lot of people, 99.9, say no. Bad idea, Sandy. Let us know what you guys think. Let us know. 547-KORD. You got Rick and Patty.
You're listening to Rick and Patty in the morning on number 1 for New Country, 102.7 KORD.